Welcome, Taurus. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, ready to do an end of November reading for the Taurus Collective. I was inspired by the lunar eclipse of a couple of days away with an exalted moon in Taurus. And this is exalted because the moon operates at its highest vibration when it's in the sign of Taurus. This lunar eclipse is going to be followed on December 4th by a solar eclipse in Sagittarius. And so these two eclipses are bracketing a tremendous time of unexpected transformations and changes that are indeed destined. It's also a time of investing, rebuilding, renewing, reinforcing your self-care rituals, and moving ourselves away from those experiences of oppression and victimhood. So as we renew and recharge our sense of self-worth, our personal security, we're also renewing our respect for the natural forces of the world, for the forces of the natural world. And Taurus, I'm going to get started by reading the bottom of the deck, the Lord of Cups. And the Lord of Cups is the same as the King of Cups in many decks. It is about your emotional maturity. And with the moon in Taurus coming up on this lunar eclipse, full moon on Friday, I feel like you in particular, all of those with Taurus placements, strong Venus, have an opportunity to really exhibit a sense of emotional maturity. And this is the ability to witness your feelings and emotions, your emotional landscape, not to deny feelings, but to witness them, to observe them in such a way that you're able to share your experiences as an expression of empathy with others. And as a result, people are drawn to you, Taurus, for guidance. This may not be an end of November thing. This may be an aspect of yourself that has been emerging throughout this year, but it is heightened during this time, and the opportunity to witness our feelings, the feelings that comprise our experiences, is ever present right now. The Sun cards are giving me more information about where you're at right now, and we have the Ace of Cups, the Two of Swords, and the Emperor card. I am zoning in on the Ace of Cups, a beautiful card of renewal and self-love and investment in self, choosing self as the object of your devotion and attention and affection and nurturance. So this is bringing many of the qualities of Cancer at this time with the moon in Taurus to bear on your personal experience of power and growth and love. You're in a flow at this time. And this is in contrast to a very difficult decision that you're having to make at this time. There's something you can't decide about, and I'm curious as to how the Emperor, the energy of the Emperor is playing into this need to make a decision. The Emperor in this placement is making me it's making me tune into your sense of practicality, Taurus, your ability to build and comprise, harmonize, and create in a practical way, in a beautiful way, on behalf of others. And the Emperor is emphasizing this ability to structure plans, organizations, efforts, even physical objects, build things so that they are of value and benefit to others. This is coming from this a tremendous sense of flow and self-love that you are now experiencing, that is prompting you to amplify your practical sense of creation. And you're definitely in charge. This is you in power, taking charge of the decisions that you must make and making them on the basis and terms of an excess and overflow of not only personal and individual love, but universal love. The moon cards are showing us what the situation you're in, describing that a little bit. And we have the Hermit card, the Nine of Staffs, and the Lord of Staffs. Nine of Wands, King of Wands. The Hermit has been coming up a lot for everyone. And this, coupled with the Nine of Staffs, is definitely indicating your need and desire to seek answers. And these answers are being prompted by your ability to take charge and build, create, and sustain an effort with others. So I do see you having a sense of caution and guardedness as you have survived some tremendous effort, a challenge, and made a big investment, put everything that you have into a particular physical effort. And despite being damaged, or because you have sustained some damage, you are guarded. You are cautious, but you are determined, stubbornly determined. The King of Staffs, the King of Wands, is showing your ability to lead passionately. And moreover, to follow up on this inspiration that you have now received, to allow yourself to connect with your heart's desires, to pursue those things that will be a personal benefit to you and will lead this charge, this effort that you have planned, are planning, and you are implementing, realizing in a way of a material manifester. So you are leading this effort. You are in charge, and you may be inspired by those that are able to identify what it is that is of most value to the group, benefiting themselves. So I'm seeing the King of Wands really link up with this Ace of Cups, in as much as you have established this flow of self-love. And that self-love spills out into a community. It's prompting you to grow, to find answers, to ask for information, to request help from those that you respect as authorities, and then to model what it is you're learning on behalf of others. Here is where you're negotiating the polarity that is represented by the full moon. So the Nine of Pentacles, or the Nine of Jades, the Strength card, and the Eight of Pentacles. Wow, you are doing the work to produce your independence, and you're able to show others how to sustain the effort that is needed to meet the goals that you are now establishing. You have indeed survived and met many challenges, and this is showing the challenges that you've survived, the obstacles that you've been able to overcome, that have led you at times, and maybe the environment that you're in that has become defensive, stubborn, but determined. You're able to mature through that experience to understand that these challenges help you to recognize the needs of others so that you understand your strength and ability to provide what others need, even when it is not obvious or available to you. So the Strength card allows us to recognize, as the King of Cups does, that emotional maturity that understands that as we suffer, as we understand and internalize our pain, we can externalize those lessons that we've learned, helping us to understand that even through the difficulties, we are growing, we are surviving, certainly, and we are growing and gaining in our powers. So the Strength card is actually magnifying this ability to take charge and be in your power, to be accountable for that, and yet to be able to identify your own sense sources of reliance and sustainability. You are safe, you are protected, and yet you are able, nines, to be a model to others as to how to generate not only creative inspiration, but resources that lead to your own prosperity and help you share that prosperity abundantly with others. The Eight of Pentacles indicates your ability. This is motivating you and pointing you into an area of a strength for you, Tauruses, earth signs. The Eight of Pentacles, the ability to work hard with tremendous focus, and not only to build a body of work, but to take joy and pleasure, satisfaction in the actual process of crafting, so that the product is as beautiful and important as the process is for you at this time. I'm going to clarify the Ace of Cups, or no, I'm going to clarify the Two of Swords with the Eight of Swords from the Intuitive Night Goddess Tarot, the Six of Swords, and the Ace of Swords. Interesting. So the Eight of Swords is clarifying the Two of Swords. I want to understand about this decision, this crossroads that you're facing. And there is this sense of overanalysis, overthinking something that has been critical to your sense of, I think, releasing. So as you're attempting to release old energy and generate, as you're generating and healing this yourself, your life, your habits, your attitudes, you're moving away from chaos and conflict. You are attempting to move to a more peaceful place. And in moving to that more peaceful place, you are understanding that you may not be solving a problem, but you are accepting the existence of a conflict and of something that was not successful for you. The Ace of Swords indicates that you're inspired by the truth. There's been some unexpected news that's come to you that has been part of releasing you from this overanalysis, this overthinking, and this frustration with the way things have been, this sense of not being able to move forward. There's been new information, a new inspiration, new ideas, a new direction, new thoughts that have helped to inspire the choice that you are now making, the crossroads that you're not now standing at. I'm also going to clarify the Eight of Jades here, the Eight of Pentacles with the Ten of Swords, the Empress, and the Two of Pentacles. So the Ten of Swords shows me, again, it's re-emphasizing the difficulties that you have been facing in a current situation, a situation that has been building for a long time. You are now, in fact, releasing that, in concluding that, in wrapping up the cycle, in releasing the disappointments, the suffering, and the failures that you have experienced. You are actually making way, making space for this tremendous healing and flow to be released, very much emphasized by the Empress card. The Empress is the eternal source of all growth, generation, and her model is the natural world. So in your power here with the Empress, you are opening up the floodgates, kind of watering your garden, and really allowing yourself to be a part of the natural flow of events, rather than your attempt to control all the elements of a past experience that was failed. And the Emperor here is all about taking control in your life. But the control that I'm sensing you have been taking is towards this releasing of a lot of suffering and disappointment in the past. You've released that. You are releasing that. You're letting that go so that instead you can allow the growth of the resources that you have at hand. The Two of Pentacles is emphasizing your ability to learn something new. You're trying to learn a whole new set of skills and perspectives, opening up to new inspirations as you are understanding better the past. So here you are just trying to keep it all going as you are stepping into a new, less familiar area. Taurus, I'm going to wrap this up with a crystal. I'm going to use a botanical inspiration oracle card for you, Taurus, for the end of November. And I have pulled the Magnolia. The Magnolia keywords are nobility and self-esteem. There's nothing noble in being superior to your fellow human. True nobility lies in being superior to your former self. That's a Hemingway quote. So Taurus, I'm going to leave it there. I hope this has been helpful to you. Again, I'm Regina from Pacific Tarot. If you've enjoyed this reading, found it useful, please like. I always enjoy reading your comments, and I thank you to those that have supported me in the past and look forward to more. Namaste.